everybody, Connie with Canyon City Creations here with another art video. Now I know it's been a while, it's been like 4 or 5 weeks since I put one out, but you know, everything is fine, but sometimes in life you just have to stop, slow down a little bit, and some things need to be recalibrated, so to speak. So I've spent the last month doing some personal things, some personal introspection, and also, you know, I've had a lot to recalibrate some things just with the art business by itself. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to do a lot of art. I did get some things done, and you'll see some of that on today's video. But I am raring and ready to get back into it. So sit back, enjoy the video, and I'll catch up with you on the flip side. Okay, my stamp came in. Yay! So I could show you this, but I think I'd rather show you on the things I'm actually going to be using it on. So of course I'm going to be using it for these. Right, those turned out really, really cool. Canyon City. I have a little too much space over here on this side. This wasn't centered all the way, but no biggie. I can deal with it. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. I think it's pretty cool. I'll also be putting them on for items that actual items that I do not stamp. We'll be doing the bags that I'll be putting them in. So I'll probably put this on every bag just because, but I also have some like thank you stamps and stuff like that. So there she is. Very exciting stuff, right? Anyway, thought I'd share that with you. Now let's go do some art. Okay, so today I am going to do an experiment. This is something I've seen a couple of other resin artists do, but they seem to be having some trouble with a couple of issues. But I ordered some very special mica powders. It took like 3 weeks for them to get here from China, of course. But and these are actually generally made for nail salons for fingernails, and they are called a cat eye metallic mica powder. But these particular ones have magnetic properties in the powder. So if you tape or otherwise put magnets on the outside of your mold, the mica powder should gravitate to those areas and create a cat's eye, or a, I guess it's more like a Northern Lights kind of effect. Okay, it's really cool looking. I've never done this before, so I'm going to try it. One of the issues I saw the other artists having was with their magnets. They either ordered the little loose magnets, like barrel magnets, and you know, that were loose, and of course they will just cling to each other, so they're kind of hard to handle and deal with. I saw another one having a hard time taping the magnets to her mold, but her mold was a 3-dimensional, you know, like a bowl kind of a thing, so she had to go up the sides and everything. And she was having a little trouble with that too. So I decided to try this way, and I haven't seen anybody else do it. So I simply just used, I didn't order special magnets. I already had these because these are what I use for my refrigerator magnets. Let me see if I can grab one on here that has them. Said this one's a little smaller, but that's what I use for the back of my little refrigerator magnets. So they're pretty strong. They're not the neodymium ones, the really super strong ones. That is what these are. These are the neodymium ones. So these are super strong. But I don't think I need those for this. You just have to get, don't use the those rubbery ones at Walmart, because those are not nearly strong enough. So these are ceramic and they're pretty strong. What I decided to do is I left the backing on them even, so I don't take that off until I use it for one of the magnets. But I just simply placed them on a metal, well, this is a Dollar Tree pizza pan. I just set them on here so they wouldn't, you know, move and attach, because they will attach and create stacks, see, just like that. But if you've got them on a piece of metal, they don't move. So what I'm going to do is set my mold right here, and after I mix my resin with my mica powders, my metallic mica powders, I'll pour it in, and I'm going to let it cure, and then I'll go back over another layer that'll be a dark background, probably with a little rainbow glitter in it, so it'll kind of look like space. So I've never done this before. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm hoping for the best, but this seemed like the easiest method for me. This is a rather large mold. It's a charcuterie board, but I had to put a lot of magnets underneath it to make it level. You can't just put it in the corners or make one line or something like that. Unless, of course, your magnets are fairly thin, and these are not thin. These are like, I think these are 0.12 of an inch thick. I believe that's what they said. They're actually, it's actually these. So, yeah, they're 0.6 by 0.12 inches. So, thankfully I didn't have to order special ones, because those neodymium ones that I have purchased before are a little pricey. So this way I can still keep using the magnets for my refrigerator magnet projects, and I can also move it around and use it underneath coasters and stuff like that, and do different designs. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping it turns out great. So I'm going to go mix up my resin and my powder, and I'll bring you back in. Alright, I've got my resin mixed. I haven't mixed the mica powder in yet, but I will. I just want to make sure I have any and all little fibers and stuff off my mold, because the top layer, when I'm done, will be kind of clear. So anything in my mold is definitely going to show up if I don't get it out now. Alright. Okay. So I made enough resin to make 4 of these cups with about that much in each one. And then I have a little leftover. I'm going to go ahead and pour that in on the bottom. Let that start spreading around. Should have gloves on. This stuff, you get one little drop of this stuff in there and it's a nightmare to get off. Okay. And so now I'm going to take, just move this out of the way for a second. Actually, you know what? I want to put this up on my leveling thing. Leveler. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of each color. I'm going to do all 4 just to see how each one looks. So this is a gold one. This one came with quite a bit more in the container than the other 3. Like I said, I think these are for doing nails, because I have several other brands, and they either come in a big Ziploc bag or in containers about this size. That's resin powder. So a lot more, but these don't have the magnetic properties. So okay. Oh, that's interesting. Ah! No! Oops. Shit. Well, let me just do this then, so I don't waste it. Oops! Great. It's like glitter. It's gonna never ever come out, right? I'll fix that later. Alright, let me, so I don't waste your time, I'm gonna turn this off and open these a little more gently and then I'll mix them all up and then I'll bring you guys back in. Okay, I got my colors mixed up. So this one is a kind of a bluish color. This one is has a greenish. This one you can't really tell, but it's a purplish blue. And then this is gold, definitely gold. So I'm just going to go ahead and start pouring them in. And I used the smallest little amount. I mean, this tiny little scoop right here is what I used. Got it all over my hands. I don't like wearing gloves. I like to feel what I'm doing, so. Alright, let me get these out of the way. Then we will put this back over here. Okay, so this is not looking very level right now. Okay, so let me go ahead and fire off some bubbles in here. Looks like I might have a couple of fibers in there. Okay, I'm just going to go for it in a random pattern and see if it starts to gravitate towards the magnets. Like I said, I've never done this before, so I really don't know what to expect right away. Ooh. It's creating, oh, I don't know, my magnets might be too big. We'll see. Let's do the green up here. Purplish blue. Ooh. I can see you can see it moving around. They're like making little circles around the magnets. Not what I was expecting, but we'll see how it goes. Resin has a tendency to keep moving for a while. Look at it, still moving. Ooh, I see some. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can get that out. Yeah. Some powder that didn't mix in all the way. That's what happens if you don't mix it really, really well. There. Okay. So these bubbles as well. Ooh. Shit, almost caught my frickin' mold on fire. Alright. Gold. Here we go. Wish me luck. Okay. That gold is moving too much. Doesn't really look like it, does it? I'll try to get it out. No, I'm not sure that gold is doing what it's supposed to. Either that or I already have so much resin in there that it's not, the magnets aren't affecting it. It seems like it should be pulling it down. No, maybe it will eventually. So I guess I have a magnet problem too, huh? Oh well. I'm going to go ahead and let this cure for a few hours until it's, you know, it's set, not cured, but set. And then I'll go over it with a top coat with black, and I'm going to do my black regular mica powder and my rainbow glitter alcohol ink inside of it. So wish me luck. See you soon. Okay, welcome back. So this has been setting up for about 3 hours, 3.5 hours probably. I keep that little tent on there to keep all the goobers out of it. But it's not cured. But it's not sticky to the touch, so it's set up. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off of here. I don't need the magnets anymore, I don't think. There. Okay. All right. So I've already mixed up some epoxy with some black dye, just liquid resin dye, and I put some rainbow glitter alcohol ink in there with it, so it's got some sparklies in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. So it's not very opaque on my stick. It looks like it in the cup, but it's not very opaque on the stick, so I'm not sure how dark it's going to be. I can always put an extra thin layer on of really black if I need to. So let's just go ahead and pour this. Okay, well, yeah, it's kind of grayish. This should just about fill it up to the top, almost to the top. Not quite. Oops. So it does give it a darker background, but I don't know. I might have to mix up a little bit more with some black mica powder and just put a thin layer of really dark. I was trying not to use the mica powder because the blacks are still look pretty kind of metallic, you know, and I want it to be more of a solid black, but it's just a little bit too light, I think. But it's still pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and let this cure. Put this end down a little. Let it float that way. Actually, that's pretty full. That's domed, like perfectly domed. I had the exact right amount in there. So I don't know if I do put another background on it. Oh no! Get out of here, fly! You're gonna die. Get. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just leave that as is. It still looks pretty cool, so give it a quick torch. Some of those bubbles out of there. That's good. Alright. So we're just going to cover that up and let that cure completely, which I'll do overnight. And then, I got a big bubble right there. And then we'll demold it. I'll demold it in the morning. And bring you back in for that. And we will see how it looks together. Alright, it looks like our charcuterie board is ready to demold. It's not 100% cured hard. It's still just a teeny tiny bit bendy. But it's strong enough to demold. I put on one glove because I don't want to get fingerprints all over this. I did notice that it didn't just dome. It kind of went over the edge a little bit. You can see that. But that's pretty easy to grind off, so I'll do that after we demold it. But I just wanted to include you in on this so we can both be surprised, pleased, or displeased with the results together. All right, here we go. It still comes out pretty easy even though there's overflow on the resin there. A little bit up here too. Uh-oh. 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 It's stuck right there. That's probably where I kind of torched it a little bit. Let me see if I can't just work that out carefully. There we go. This one out carefully. I don't know if I can. I have to do it very slowly. Let's see. Well, let's see here. See if I can use something to kind of get in there and separate it out without ripping my mold to shreds, which I don't want to do here. Let's see. Do it with there we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Okay, the mold is out, or off, and a little nick, not too bad there. So I will have to get all that off. It's like not as opaque as I wanted on the back for black, but let's see how it goes. Oh, it's actually kind of cool looking. I really can't tell the difference between the purple, green, and blue mica powders that I put in there. You can definitely see the gold though, and it doesn't look like it magnetized at all, neither attracted to or repelled the magnets, and I'm not sure why. Maybe I'll just do some gold by itself and see what the issue is, but it actually is really kind of cool looking. So okay, well, I'll work on that and get this grinded off, and I am somewhat pleased with the results, so I think we'll try something. I'm going to use the mica powders a little bit differently. I'll probably mix a little bit more in, but let's do some coasters. These are the deep cavity coasters molds, so have a little bit more room to work with. I've already placed my magnets on my pizza pan, and I'm just going to mix up some resin, and I think this time I'll just concentrate on one color per shape of mold. So in other words, I'll do like purple, green, and maybe just the gold or something here. We'll see what happens. I'll try a couple different things and see how it goes. Okay, last minute change of plans. I decided instead of using, all of these, I just put one larger. These are about as big as a quarter, a little bigger than a quarter actually. Just in the center, I only had 4, so I'm just going to do these 4 coasters with the magnetic micas, and I'm going to go for like a black hole, or I don't know, eyeball maybe, kind of an effect. So wish me luck. We'll see how it works. All right, we are back in action again. So I hope you like this week's video. The magnetic powders rendered a result that I really wasn't expecting, but I guess I should have. I didn't know if the magnets were going to attract or repel those metallic properties, but it still looks pretty cool, so I'm pretty happy with it. It did, however, I had used my little leveling tray to pour it on, as you saw, and there's a little tiny bubble, little fisheye bubble, where the level is, and it made just enough of a dimple that there's kind of a dimple on the top of my charcuterie board, but it's not a cutting board, it is like a serving tray. So I'm still going to go ahead and put it up for sale, but I'll probably put a little bit of a discount on it, just because it's, got a little dimple in it. But anyway, I wanted you to see how the coasters turned out, and these actually look pretty cool. I was really messing around with the powders and my glitter and stuff, and they turned out all right. A lot different than I thought. If you look at it at different angles, it's either purple or blue or green. I didn't see a lot of difference in the 3 different colors as far as the magnets went. And it turns out that the gold is just like not magnetic at all, so I don't know. And it even came in a different little container, so we got some thunder going on today. It even came in a different container, and I don't know why that didn't, give me a clue, but it didn't. So I did try a couple of other things with the gold. This is one of them. Here's a couple of them. Those were the dark ones, and I just used the gold as a background, and once again it did not magnetize. So, but they still look, kind of cool. I want to get some different shapes of magnets and try some stuff doing it with some different shapes. So I'm still experimenting with it. That's something I'm completely new at. But right now I'm working on a floral and fruit set. It's a tray and coaster set, and that'll be on my next video, along with a couple of paintings that I've done. They're not my best, not the greatest, but I know that at least one of them is gonna make one of my friends very excited. She's wanting my American flag painting that I have, and so I made another one because the one that I have was not my favorite. So I made another one, and I'm going to let her choose between the two. So Misty, if you're listening, if you're watching, I got something for you. Right? Anyway, I wanted to go ahead and invite you back later on this week, probably another 3 or 4 days. I do have a lot of work to do, and I'm going to do a video focused only on painting. So it really does help me out. It helps this material to get out to more people so more people can view it. If you hit like and subscribe, you don't have to comment if you really don't want to, but I really would love to hear from some of you. I'd like to know what you think, and if you have ideas or even some advice for me, I am happy to listen. So God bless. I love you all, and we'll see you next time. Bye.